I thought it was good to get out today. Here in the bye week, you had a developmental portion for some of the younger guys there beforehand. Went probably a little hour and a half with the older guys, but I thought it was really good work. With the guys that maybe haven't played as much. Guys that are still pushing. Obviously focus on the fundamentals, communication, just trying to get out there and see guys continue to grow and emerge. I thought in the early part of it, those young receivers are continuing to push and get better. Definitely like what I'm seeing there. Obviously, the tight ends are building off what they did the other day. I really do like the young defensive back group. I mean, you see guys flying around. You see them starting to play with more confidence in their techniques, leverages, and communication. Obviously a couple of the young backers, still working to build that confidence in just the different calls and where they need to be, what they need to do. And but I thought it was a good work day for us, in that regards. And then obviously we try to get some good speed work with the older guys, making sure that we have the competition, the sense of urgency, and obviously we got to continue to clean up on the base fundamentals and of execution. And even today, too many drop balls, missed opportunities, some reads we got to improve on, and make sure we're putting the ball where it needs to be. But I thought the defense had good energy. Still some fundamental things that we got to continue to clean up. But I thought it was all in all a good day.
Looking back at the games, how'd you feel like Brock was?
I thought he did a good job. I mean, there's some things early, some opportunities that you'd loved us to be able to connect on, but I thought that his response in the course of the game was really good. And even after the interception and come back the next drive, lays down for a touchdown drive. Some big throws. There's some things where obviously guys got to help that position out in finishing plays, but also just some as we got some younger players or guys that are newcomers, just the consistency of the timing and being where we're supposed to be. There was a couple times that just whether it was a route depth was a little too deep, and we're holding the ball, which allows a rush to get there. And then as the game progressed, times that maybe he held it just waiting to see. Making sure that things were on point with timing, where it's just the confidence in that. But I thought he played really well. First start of the season, against a quality team that the response and how he played. I thought he definitely brought a great deal of energy. Was able to keep plays alive with his legs. And I thought he located the ball, especially in the intermediate game. Really well. I mean, probably better than what he's shown in some other times, even at times in practice, but came out and just absolutely ripped it. And so I was really proud of him for that.
How do you think guys are responding to Brock's leadership?
No, I mean, Brock is that's something that, he's been since he got here, from the very first recruiting trip when he came. Is something that stands out, the intangibles of who he is, what he's about. I mean, I love the energy of what he brings, and you felt guys that respond to that. And I thought he did a really nice job just going out and being himself. Play with the energy, the excitement, and I thought he cut it loose, and guys rallied behind that.
You spoke after the game about wanting to play Luke, but sequencing didn't allow it. Going forward, is that something you want to do, get him in game situations?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to evaluate all things of when it comes to that. I mean, I'd love to see Luke with opportunities, and I think he's earning, that in the course of practice. And like I've talked to those guys. I mean, we're going to continue to battle, continue to push. Obviously, every day that they come out, it's about just being the best of them. And I'm really, really pleased with what I saw from Brock, and obviously he played at a very high level, and he's got to continue to do that. And Luke's got to continue to prepare in in the way that he is. He's got to expect to play in every game, and as long as he does that, he'll be ready when his number is called.
What can go into game flow to make a decision to put in a different quarterback even for a series like?
Yeah, I think that's something that as you go into a game, if it's I believe in those guys and what they do and how they prepare. I did not tell Luke, oh, you're going to go in this series, because if I do that, if I say, hey, this is the series that you're going to go in, if that's something that I feel is best for this team, and I feel is an opportunity for us to have a spark, or to have for him to be able to go and execute something that I think he does at a very high level, then we'll look at that. But I think it's really got to be more of that. And then it's just feel in the game, because I think that you look at how that one went. There was even after the interception on the third drive. I mean, that was one of those plays that it's just it's a young receiver, young quarterback that both just probably had areas where they could have been better on it, but. You look at the response in the next drive, and so if you do it at that point, what message does that send? What is that doing with the guy's confidence of where it is? And so I mean, all those things kind of play in, and then it's the flow of the game, with all of it.
Was there ever similar kind of thought process with Brock earlier in the season, with DJ earlier on too?
There was definitely thought of it, and I mean, it's kind of some of those same things, and obviously we take. Everything we do is we're trying to make the best decisions for this team, and we're trying to make the best decisions based off the information, the knowledge, the things that are seen every single day in practice of how we prepare and what we do. And there was talks with Brock even in weeks prior to having to be ready and having to be prepared, and but as even he would tell you that there's for what DJ had done and how he had performed, I would say, in the practice settings, and then even at times in games where there would be a mistake, and we also got to be able to help out that position. And I think we saw that here this week with Brock, is that there's some good and there's some bad, but we also got to help him in some situations for us to be able to play as well as we can. But I thought he did a really good job with his opportunity, and I am proud of him.
Do you feel you guys are any closer to identifying why the offensive line's not being able to click to help the run game?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, that's a big part of this week too. Is just you always have self-scout. You're trying to evaluate what and why throughout the course of a season. And as you get into a game week, you see the issue, and it's about correcting the issues and going to be able to apply the corrections in the course of the game. When you get to a bye week, you can look collectively over multiple games over how it's played together. Some of the issues that are keeping you from your success, and and I will say that when it comes to the run game, I mean it's been awful. I mean and when you see there are some reoccurring issues that have showed up, and we have to make, if it's making changes, if it's making different adjustments, whether it's a scheme, a concept, personnel, whatever that is, we got to be willing to make those changes. But then there are also the issues where it's multi-level, and there's times that, and we've been great on the offensive line, and we've been on the bodies, we've created space, had to leverage, but maybe it was a track or a second level block that kept us from having an explosive play or even just a positive run in some of those instances. So it is collective, but then it's also yes, we have identified some things that we absolutely need to do, because it's embarrassing what our run game has been.
You have an updated timetable for DJ a week later, and he seemed pretty engaged on here. How encouraged are you?
Yeah, we're gonna continue to track where that goes. It's gonna, like I said, we knew coming in it's gonna be a few weeks, and so we'll see what that where that ends up at. But I mean, I love just the person, the care, the investment in these guys. He's kind of been in that situation, as a young player that got the opportunity, and he's just trying to help them be the best they can be. So I mean, definitely grateful for his role and the work he's doing.
The drop passes you mentioned today has been on different times. As a guy who played receiver,
A lot of it's your mind. I mean, there's the technique and fundamentals. Watching the ball, keep your hands together, catch to tuck, all the way in. But you also have to get out of your own mind sometimes. And I think that's shown up with a few guys that we have that and it is, you got to work yourself through that, and you got to all focus on the technique, focus on the fundamentals, overemphasize that beyond, oh, hey, I've got to go make this play. Oh, I've got to make this. I've got to do this. Just trust your technique, trust your fundamentals. And we got guys that, they've been very, a couple of guys that are having issues have been extremely consistent, right, in their time here, and it's not showing up. And with that, when that happens, it's one of those things that you don't understand why it occurs. And our guys, obviously we got different resources to help kind of connect them from some of those mental challenges that you might go through from time to time. And so just continuing to work through that process. And but it is it's all focused on the technique and fundamentals, because that's what we can control. And you're getting open, you're doing a great part in that job, but now it's just time to all the way to the tuck, make sure you finish in the catch, and then the rest of it will take care of itself. You'll be able to figure the rest of it out once you get the ball in your hands.
Is the same true for snapping in the sense of it being a mind thing, especially with a guy like Mo who's been here for so long and done so much?
Some of those just critical, those just base fundamental things. It's you don't always have. Sit there and you teach and you coach and you emphasize the fundamentals, but then in the moment, that's what's got to be relied on. And all of that is a part of things that we're working through, and obviously that's why we got to take advantage of this week. We got to take advantage of the next week, because we are here with opportunity, and and there is, I will say, there's an excitement around our team for opportunity and for what it could be moving forward, and just go control today, control tomorrow, and obviously I believe in how we'll be able to respond to that. But it is getting our focus on those fundamentals and techniques.
All right, last one.
So Makai didn't come down to the pass, but would you still be friends with being out there getting those game runs?
Yeah, obviously, he's done a lot of great things in practice, where he's shown, because there's not a player on this team I'm gonna put on the field just to make him feel good. It's because I believe that they can go out there and be able to execute that. And there's certain things that you have to see, and what it takes to be successful. B.J. Gibson was the guy that got in the game the other day. When he's shown and done a lot of great things. Even on a scout team, in some of our crossover periods where you've seen him, just getting better, having confidence in the plays that are there. He's one I'm excited about. I think Elijah Moore. I know I mentioned him earlier, but there's some elements in his game that we have to see him go and be able to perform at a more consistent basis. And today, I saw it showing up, and it's just work. And that's where I tell a lot of these young players, everybody wants it. Everybody wants more. And everybody wants more opportunities. But you got to stay consistent in the work, so that you show yourself that you're ready, that you're going to be able to go and consistently be where you need to be, and do what you need to do, and then obviously execute in that moment. And but I am excited about what I'm seeing from a lot of these young guys, and Makai is definitely one of those guys. I think has a chance to be an explosive playmaker for us, and I'm excited to watch him continue to grow.